Hi, welcome, welcome, welcome. Greetings, everybody. Welcome on in. Welcome on in. How's everybody feeling? Oh my goodness. It is Friday. It is Friday night. How we all feeling? How are you all doing? My goodness. My goodness. Welcome on in. What an exciting week it's been. We are on the heels of some beautiful energy, just some beautiful energy coming up. We got Mother's Day. That's going to be coming up here soon. So, shouts out to all the mothers in the building, as well as we have this full moon in Scorpio. We gotta talk about that. But before we get into any of that, we have some other things we have to talk about. And it's Buddha's birthday celebration that's coming up, but we got to rewind the tape. I'm going to wait a second, but I want to welcome everyone on in. Wow, Soul, Sun, Moon. I can never get that right. 13, welcome on in. Obaya, welcome on in. Welcome on in, Christine. Christine was actually here. She opened up the door. The real Bridget B, Isabella, Tangi, Seven Cat Moon. I want to say welcome to all the new listeners. But first, let me start here because it's been a pretty exciting week. The first thing I want to do is I want to send love and light to all of the soul family out there, to everyone. I want to send so much love, so much light to everyone out there. And I got some announcements I want to get into, some things I want to say, some shout outs I want to say. Yes, I want to say shout out to all the new subscribers. I My mind has just been blown over these last couple of days, and I'm so grateful. And first of all, I want to send a shout out, and I have some people I need to really just acknowledge at this time. And first, I want to send a big shout out to the goddess Rainwater. And as you guys know, the goddess Rainwater, we have been friends for me pretty much this whole entire journey. And she has always been speaking that love and light, like all of you, to everyone, including who I was a guest on the brother Rich. I was a guest on his platform and got a chance to connect with his divine soul family community. And when I say they showed out and showed up with the love, I am forever grateful. I'm too grateful to Brother Rich, to Brother Simon, who I also knew was very instrumental, as well as Brother Bobby Hemmett, and also Brother Panic Ashe, and just that beautiful connection. And so, and to all of you, to the soul family here who has been here since the beginning, or you have just came around. Listen, listen. When I tell you that we got to live this work that we're doing, live it, live it. Live it. I was on Brother Rich's platform. What day was that? Wednesday? Wednesday night. And if you haven't had a chance to listen, don't worry. I'll make sure to provide the show afterwards. He's incredible. You know, I think it's really interesting that Buddha is celebrating the Buddha birthday, right? It's celebrated different all around the world because the moment, and I've known about Brother Rich for a while, and he's known about me. We just never, well, I don't want to spoil it because it's a lot of good stuff in the interview that he did with me. But my point of what I wanted to say is whenever I see his presence, he gives me that Buddha energy. You know, like in a past life, he has that, he was a Buddha, he was on that path. And I haven't even shared this with him, but I'm sharing it with you guys. He carries that Buddha template within him, you know, which is some very, very powerful energy. And so as soon as I was able to be a guest on this show, he had a Buddha statue holding his microphone. And these are how these things show up in our lives. You know, we have them. If you look around your home, if you take a look at the clothes you wear, the way you wear your hair, all of these things, you know, the way you speak, the way you walk, you know, maybe the food you taste. Why am I talking about that? Is because this weekend, hold on to your hats, baby, because past lives are coming front and center. But I don't want to get too far into that. But I do want to send a very, very big shout out to all the stars here, all of the magic makers on Planet Remix, and for everyone who's been a part of my journey from Planet Remix, the remix, whether they were a guest, whether they were stopping by the show, listening to the show, and that is still here to this day. I love you all so very much. And I want to give a big welcome and a shout out to all the new listeners who have come over from Brother Rich Show. I think it's more than 900 new subscribers within a matter of moments. A matter of moments, you guys. And I'll talk about that a little bit, but I'm so grateful. Please let me know in chat if this is your first time here, if you're coming over because you had a chance to connect with me through Brother Rich. And by the way, I'm super excited because I will have Brother Rich on my platform to come over here, as well as King Simon. I'm going to be a guest on his show. That's going to be coming up. And I also have another brother show that I reached out that actually, and he was one of the first to reach out. We just got to kind of get this thing worked out to be a guest on his platform. Another incredible brother, and a couple more invitations from a couple of sisters to come on their platform. So listen, we in these cosmic streets, and I am loving it. I am loving that all of us are coming together because this is truly the time. Now, I'm going to pull myself back a little bit. Y'all are going to have to keep me on track. See, when I was on Brother Rich's platform, I didn't get a chance to see the chat. And I'm probably glad because I might have been a little overwhelmed. You know, back in the day when I would do Blog Talk Radio, you know, I really couldn't see anybody. So I didn't never get overwhelmed by the number of people who listen. And at its highest inception at that time, more than 8 million followers all over the world are connected with me through Planet Remix. So I never got overwhelmed. And so, you know, I love it that now we are in the times where we can see. Well, I should say I'm in the time. I'm in that time because I was a little slow to come on over to the YouTube game, and still trying to work that out. Still trying to work that out. Brother Lance is in the building. Shouts out to Brother Lance. Shouts out to Dante, as well as shouts out to Lola Falana. These are the moderators here. And Brother Lance said, we all was in Brother Lance said we were all in chat the other night. How beautiful. How beautiful. Yes. Alchemist Empress said in these cosmic streets. Yeah, we in these cosmic streets. And it's such a beautiful time for us to be in this cosmic street. So welcome everybody on in. If this is your first time listening, if you've been here for a long time, I want to give love and shots out to the seen and the unseen. I'm going to just kind of do, you know what we're really doing tonight? Because I'm going to be perfectly honest, as I always am. But first, we got to do this. Let me do this. I want to ring the bell for everybody who's a part of the futuristic activation class and give them a shout out, as well as everyone who's a part of self-invested and who have been self-invested. Because if you're here, you're self-invested and you have been self-invested. So want to send so much love out to everyone. Shouts out to all the divine priestess in the building. Where you at, divine priestess? Stand up. I see priestess Keisha in the building. Welcome on in. Shouts out to all the divine priestess, the ones that are here, seen and unseen, the divine priestess that are there, all the magic makers in the building. And definitely shouts out to everyone coming over from Brother Rich's community. So, we're going to talk about, I'm going to give you some things to take away this weekend. We have some powerful, oh my gosh, some powerful alignments coming up this weekend. One of the things you may want to do is get out a pen and a piece of paper and take some notes. Because I'm gonna give you that good, that juicy stuff. You're gonna get that tonight. Also, Priestess Nadra in the building. Shouts out to her as well. And yeah, listen, I got some good stuff for us tonight. And also, I'm going to be giving you now this is this is something that I haven't done in a while, but I feel very, very called to do this at this particular time. And that is, I'm going to be giving you out some positive omens. Ooh, positive omens as we enter into this Scorpio energy of this full moon, because it has a lot of gifts to offer us, especially when we connect with that energy from within. And this happening, like it's so much happening. I want you all to think about this. We have Mother's Day that's coming up on Sunday. Now, of course, if you are a mother, and shouts out to all the mothers out there, if you are a mother, every day is Mother's Day. No cap. Every day is Mother's Day. So shouts out to all the mothers out there. Shouts out to Mother's Day. I was talking to my mother today, and me and her was talking about that. So much love to all the mothers out there. We are in Taurus season, and shouts out to all of our Taurus, all of our Tauruses in the building. That's right. And ashe to all of our mothers out there as well. That is in the ancestor realm. But shouts out to Taurus. Why this is going to be so important. Where are my Taurus and my Taurus risings? Because you've been going through it. You have been going through it. When I say come through, breakthrough, Tauruses have been coming through it, going through it. And I want you to understand that that energy is going to ease up a bit for you, Think of it this way. When we are crossing over these constellations, which we are calling zodiac signs, and in this constellation energy, when that is your sun sign, when you are holding the power of your sun sign, this is sort of your inner transformational energy coming out front. It's how you are activating your God particle on the planet. And in essence, it's when you go to the front of the line. You go to the front of the line. So you get to pave the way for all of us coming through. Now, of course, we all know that we are all the zodiacs. We have many mansions. If you think about the zodiac wheel, we have many, many mansions. And in those mansions, within those mansions, we have many, many rooms in those mansions. And each one of those is the zodiac. It's the zodiac. It's the wheel of life, right? And so now we're coming upon Scorpio season. And this Scorpio season, listen, it's going to hit like nobody's business. Like Scorpio already is doing its thing, but Scorpio is going to hit like nobody's business. And we're going to talk about that. We are going to talk about that. And of course, it's going to be Buddha's birthday that is celebrated. Now, it's called many different things throughout the Buddha tradition. But we're going to talk about that because that is significant. And we can't forget about all of the bodhisattvas because Buddha isn't just a male figure. Buddha's is also the divine feminine. We have the goddess Tara, right? Who was a Buddha. She was a Buddhist figure. She was Buddha herself. So Buddha embodiment is not just masculine energy. I want you to think about Buddhas. There are female Buddhas as well too that have done some incredible work on the planet. The deity Tara, and Tara comes in all different colors. I remember the first time I was in Ross and I was walking around Ross, and all of a sudden I walked and I seen Tara on an elephant on a lotus in a lotus petal, a statue in Ross. Like Ross has some of the best statues they used to have back in the day, some of the best statues. And I would go in there and it would just be like a mystical treasure hunt. I've gotten some of my best statues out of Ross. So don't sleep on Ross. Just, kind of, scope out your local Rosses and see what you have in there if you're into that sort of thing. So, so we're gonna talk about that. I want to say welcome to everyone joining us in chat. Let's hit that like button so we can let our soul family know that we are here and we are live. And I am Ms.Blue, the Soulful Oracle, and I want to welcome you on into Planet Remix. Oh, did I say Planet Remix? We will always forever be Planet Remix, but I want to welcome you on in because officially we are the evolution of Planet Remix that is here. Now here's the thing. It's Taurus season. I'm gonna do something special for my Tauruses. Where are my Taurus babies at? Where's Taurus at? I know Tauruses are in the building. Welcome on in. Hey, Mega Miss Little. Let me know what city, state you're tuning in from. We're going to do some shots out here in just a moment as well. But for my Tauruses, I have my Hathor Het Haru Sistrum. Going to give a little bit of this energy here for you, for everybody out there. This is that energy of the goddess Hathor, which is my Kemetic given name, which is Het Haru. Just want to I've been playing this for you all here, just giving y'all a little bit of that frequency that's there. So listen. We're going to listen to some music. And when we come back, we're going to dive in and I'm going to share some insight with us here. And then we're going to get into some positive omens. And I'm going to tell you to be on the lookout for these positive omens. These are channeled omens that came in. Actually, they came in last week, Sunday. And I wrote them down in my book here. Ooh, let me not. And so I'm going to be giving you these guys, these positive omens, these downloads. And we're going to get into some magic here tonight and watch these activations happen because it's definitely out there. And again, I want to give a big shout out to Brother Rich and King Simon and just everybody, his whole soul tribe. You guys are blowing me up. Like literally, I can't even stay on here long because I have so many Oracle file readings that I got to do. Baby, it's next level. I got my liquid magic here. Shouts out to everybody who has the veil breaker. And we are definitely breaking through the veil. So I got my liquid magic tonight. I'm going to take me some drops here in just a moment. But I want us to listen to this. We're going to listen to this. We're going to get to know everybody. But I'm going to play this selection here. And then we'll be right back to get into the share. So here we go.
on all in agreements and never ever restoring the cornerstones, keeping their backs turned as they piss in the name of God, marring liberty and justice. I type away until my fingers go numb and brain goes numb, hoping to amplify the subject, cause I be down with any name trying to make you his object. Unless you object, I'm with whatever you decide. It's your world, I'ma stay in it, fighting by your side. I won't try to control or chastise your freedom of expression. Your decision is God's essence, your freedom is God's presence. I know God is our girl. To all my goddesses, you go girl. Keep defying all the odds, keep defining what you call God. Include those transcendent boys and girls. They know God is a God, God is a God. They know God is a God, God is a God. They know God is a God, God is a God. They know God is a God, God is a God. I believe God's waiting to be set free in everybody. I receive the message that she's black like me. Now I am complete. There should be no question, cause God loves everyone. The point that I keep stressing, God said she loves freedom. I know God is a girl. To all my goddesses, you go girl. Keep defying all the odds, keep defining what you call God. Include those transcendent boys and girls. Cause she ain't found in their legal system. She hates how we portray their religions. God is a God, God is a girl, yeah, who wants all to be free. It's her word, it's her word. So she be free. Everybody should be free.
Oh yeah. Okay. We got to stop him. Hold on. Okay. All right. That is called God is a Girl. And I thought that was so fitting with Mother's Day coming up. You know, the truth is God lives within all of us, however you define that, whether it's the Most High, whether it's your higher self, the universe, God, however you define that, God lives within all of us, within every single person, within all of us. God is there. I want to talk about this energy of Mother's Day that's coming up because there is a trinity energy that is happening. We got Mother's Day, full moon in Scorpio, and we got Buddha's celebration that's coming up. So if I had to take a look at it from an energetic point of view, this would be sort of the order of how this energy is coming in. It would be the death, it would be the rebirth, and then the divine nature. But we're going to kind of intertwine this all together. And I'm just going to kind of give you my take on it. I'm not going to do anything too heavy tonight. We're going to talk about this a little bit. And I'm really interested in hearing your thoughts and your take, and for us to see what we're creating as we continue to go forward through this weekend. There will be some highlights. And so I am going to talk about it in the point, uh, from the position that we all can be empowered by this energy. Because remember, energy is not good, it's not bad. Um, it's about how we are interacting with this energy, and that we understand this energy within ourselves and how we're connecting with this energy. That's what we're going to be talking about. Mhm. So, on the day of the full moon, plus, I'm going to give out a full moon ritual. We'll talk about that. On this Scorpio full moon, we have a combination of some things happening. We got the astrology, we have the energetics. There is a activation code and a portal that's opening for past lives. So one of the things I want you all to do is to make sure you are paying attention to your dreams, to what I call your push thoughts, any push thoughts that you're having, meaning you could be, walking to your car, and all of a sudden, you get a flash of something, or you see someone walks by, or maybe a person is having a conversation, which we call a cleon. And all of a sudden, something that you've been thinking about, talking about, you look around and you see that that person answers your question. Maybe they're on their cell phone. Maybe they're on Maybe they're on their cell phone. Maybe they're talking to someone else, but they answer the question for you. Or suddenly you get in your house and you cut on some music, and the song that comes on is exactly what you were thinking about and what you're feeling. I see many of you are saying your dreams have been wild. Listen, they're going to get even wilder. And so this is where you have to step into the position of the metaphysician, and you have to decode these dreams, because these dreams that you're getting, these are prophetic dreams that are coming through to you, but they may look a little different and maybe a little distorted depending on what the situation is and what is happening. So some of you may be having, as Beyonce sings about, beautiful nightmares. I don't want you to look at it just from the side of a nightmare. So, prophetic dream doesn't mean that what you actually see, what you're actually experiencing in the dream, is actually what's going to happen. I want you to really sit down and look at these signs and symbols in your dreams, because something profound is getting ready to be birthed within your life that is coming through for you, that is giving you the code for the alignment that's about to happen. Now, whether you subscribe to astrology or not, or astronomy, it doesn't even matter, because it doesn't require your belief in it for it to still be active and real. You know that there are certain times in your life where you may be feeling some kind of way, where something is happening with you. You don't have to know anything about astrology, anything about astronomy, anything about numerology. Because the truth of the matter is, it's not dominant over us. It's not controlling our lives. No one is here controlling our lives, right? It is us, the self. It is you, the being that is causing this to go on. And how you meet this cause is what is going to be created or manifested out of these activation, because we are in the time of an activation that's happening. And for some of you, this is an initiation. And I'm going to tell you how you can take a collective pulse. I want you to think about 10 people you're close to. And over the course of the next couple of days, just very casually in the conversation, listen very closely. And you're going to hear some subjects come up. Number one, you're going to hear that they're ready to make a change in their life. It could be in their career, maybe their job, maybe where they live, something drastic, but not maybe over the top. You will hear statements like, I'm getting really sick of this job. I'm getting really tired of living in this city, this state, this town, this country. I'm ready to go do something different. Or you may be holding this feeling within yourself. You feel like something has to change. And it can be something completely different because, again, the moon is going to be making a presence. So you may be walking into your bedroom and say, I'm so tired of those curtains. I'm so sick of this comforter on this bed. I really want to get a new dining room table. Oh, this rug definitely has to go. I'm so sick of this living room looking like this. You may be thinking about all of these things. It's letting you know that you are in this energy, this frequency. You understand? You may even be feeling the calling to cross some ley lines for your activation. You may be planning right now. You may be saying to yourself, you know what? I'm ready to take a trip. I don't know where I want to go, but I want to go do something. I want to go somewhere. I want to physically go somewhere. I want to physically go somewhere and I want to physically go do something. So many of you right now are in the midst of taking the trip of your life, taking the trip of your life. You may have been sitting up last night, yesterday, the day before yesterday, planning out a trip that you are going to take later this year, because this is how you know these activations are coming in for you. So you don't have to know anything about reading energy, even though it would help. That shit would help. It would help you a whole lot if you did, but you don't have to. It's about you listening to your own inner self, your own inner voice, your own inner being. And yes, a child of prophecy, yes, or just wanting to try something new. It could be a new restaurant. Maybe you passed a new restaurant and you say, wow, I want to go back. I want to go check that out. I want to go do that. Or you might have felt a sudden change in your taste of music. And maybe something was calling you on your playlist. Maybe on your Spotify playlist, something new called you and you just happened to tap in. And even just like me showing up on Brother Rich's show, not by accident, all of this was in divine alignment. And so everyone who has been a part of that activation, because that was an activation, every single person, it was your calling that made you show up that night. It was the calling that made you come back to the show that night. It was the calling for you to have the ears to hear and the heart to receive that brought you there. Yet it was also the calling that also allowed you to say, let me go let me go check that out. So these are just some of the ways that you can start to decipher this energy that is around us at this time, because it is some powerful energy and I don't want you to miss it. So, on Buddha's reborn day, let's talk about that. We'll get into that in a minute, but on Buddha's reborn day, this is an enlightenment portal. And so many of you may know when I did the magical spiritual bath kits, I had the Great Awakening bath kit. And interesting enough, I want to show you how far in the future we really are. Inside of that kit, it was the year of the bull. And we know that bull energy is connected to that energy of Taurus. And so here we are, fast forward, I don't know, 3-4 years. Now we have Taurus season. And now we are having this portal of enlightenment in the year of the Great Awakening. Now, even though we know that according to according to the Chinese zodiac, this is the year of the snake. So we went from the year of the dragon, which was in the sky, to now we're back down on earth. We're back on earth. And we know that Taurus is connected to earth, to that earth energy, right? Also, when we look at it from the perspective of deities, we have the goddess Hathor. We have a lot of earth goddesses that are out there. Mother Gaia, even though I don't see earth as just a feminine entity, but that's a story for another day. Take it as you will. But I want you to understand that we are in that wave of consciousness where we're waking up. And quiet as it's kept, there's levels to this. Some of you may have been conscious many, 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 many years ago. You may have been on this journey 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years, 50 years. But you do know that your awakening, of what we're calling an awakening, or we're calling sort of consciousness, is really about your expansion journey. It's an energetic expansion journey within your consciousness. And so you still keep waking up, never stop growing, because anything, planet Earth is a planet where it is an evolution of growing. Hence the reason why I say we are all growing up on planet Earth, because if you're not growing, then you're dying. And so you always want to look to see how you can refine this energy within your expansion. The way you thought about things, the way you did things, the way you felt about things, that should not always stay the same. We have to continuously keep evolving and growing. So here are some things to be on the lookout for this weekend and coming into this weekend. You may have a lot of people come back into your lives. People from the past. People from the past. Now, here's where you have to use discernment. There will be some people from your past that is coming back into your life, and it's a door that needs to stay closed. And then there are other people who are coming back into your life, and it's because it's time that you both have had the opportunity to grow and to evolve. And so this can form for some powerful connections of the next evolution or the next chapter in both of your lives going forward. So you'll have to use discernment about where that chapter is going for you. And if you want to know how to tap into that intuitive discernment, it is going to be for your feelings, not the false matrix, not the feelings made in the mind, but your true feelings. And you're going to know about your true feelings. You'll know the difference when something really hits you in your spirit, hits you in your soul. You know the difference. So a lot of people are going to be coming back into your life at this particular time. It is also going to be an opportunity that you're going to want to dig into the question of, and you can write this down, who am I? So many of you might have been on this quest where you're asking some questions, either to your mother, your father, or family member, or even your children are asking you questions about their lineage, questions about their family, questions about where did we come from, questions about, did we have family that lived in the Americas? Do we have family that maybe lived on the continent of Africa, on the continent of Asia? What is our background? Or some of these things may have come into question for you. Maybe you started to question these things about yourself based on you looking at your life and then looking at what is happening in your life. It's a reason you are going down this trail here, because what you are looking for is you're looking for where is the loyalty? Where is the loyalty within the family structure? Within your family structure, where is this loyalty? You're looking for it. You are looking for this. You are craving this at this time because our ancient DNA is being reactivated. Two lines. So I want you to understand that you come from two lineages. And the first lineage of who it is your bloodline. That's going to be your first one, so that you have a bloodline, a DNA lineage. The second one is going to be your spiritual lineage or your oversoul lineage, which is completely different. It is the reason that we all gather together in these spaces because we have a soul family connection with one another that supersedes this physical bloodline. Some of you, this is your very first incarnation. I don't care how much you look like your mama, look like your daddy, look like your sister, look like your brother. You may simply feel like you have nothing in common. In the words of the color purple, Harpo, who this woman? You may feel like you don't have a connection with your mother. That's a real thing. We're going to talk about it so you can get an understanding of what it is. You may literally feel like, yes, that's my family. Yes, I grew up with that family, but I don't have a connection with them. And a part of the reason is because this is your first time incarnating within this soul group. It doesn't mean that y'all have not been in a spiritual bloodline together, but you may not have been relatives. You could have very well have been enemies. You could have very well have just lived in the same city and the same town with each other. They could have been your neighbor at one time. So you know of them. Yeah, yeah, yeah. You know of them, but you don't really know them. And then there may be between yourself and some of your first family members where they just don't get you. Y'all love each other, but they don't get you. Like they don't get you at all. They don't get you. They trying to figure out what are you on? What's going on with you? You understand? Y'all are in so many different arenas. But I want you to understand that this was an agreement, very different from a soul contract because we're not under contracts no more. I want everybody in here to type in chat, I am a free agent. I am a sovereign being. You are a free agent. Nobody's under contract. Contracts been gone. Contracts have been dissolved. We have washed our hands of contracts on the planet. And so, anyone that you have in your life, whether that's a soul family member, whether that's a blood family member, that is somebody that you are choosing to have in your life because you love them. You want a connection with them. It is important for you to be connected with them. And this is something we should cherish, right? You should cherish this because you are free to move around. You know, the worst thing in the world you can do is to have a connection with someone you feel sorry for, or because they feel sorry for you, or out of some sense of obligation. This is how people begin to become bitter. They feel bitter and they do things that are very unkind to one another because they feel like they're bound to this agreement or this contract that the only thing that can break it is death. You and me must never part. You know, I don't know why the color purple is coming up, but it's here for somebody. Somebody is having a color purple moment as we speak. So I am sending you love. Because that color purple download is coming in very strong. But I want you to understand you are a sovereign being. And so, even if that is your intimate relationships, um, this is by choice. It is by your choice that you are having these beautiful connections. And so, you should cherish these connections. You should cherish them with your heart and with love because these are things that you are choosing. You understand? You've made a decision here. Mhm. So that's going to come up a lot for you this weekend. A lot of history. Um, don't be surprised if how many people here are having. Don't be surprised if you get a guess who's coming to dinner, and all of a sudden, ding dong, somebody shows up for Mother's Day, and you're kind of caught a little off guard and by surprise. Like you wasn't expecting company this weekend. You wasn't expecting this surprise, right? And then here's the other thing. Where my sisters at? I'm going to need to talk to my sisters here, particularly my mamas. My mamas. This weekend, we have to make sure that we are on our queendom. We got to make sure our crown is on this weekend because your words spit fire. And I know y'all know that because that's the name of my hot sauce. But your words spit fire. They spit fire all the time. But guess what? The words will spit fire this weekend. So I want you to proceed with love and caution and wisdom this weekend, right? Your words will spit fire. We don't need you burning down the house this weekend. Okay. So it's Mother's Day to be celebrated, but I want you to be mindful of that, especially if you have family settings and the family coming together. If you do, because there may be some things that are uncovered, some family secrets, some things that, wait a minute, I didn't know that was our Uncle Joe. Uncle Joe got a son? We didn't know that. Uh, Wait a minute, Daddy. Who's this woman you're bringing with you to the house? Oh, your father had a child, about 15 years ago that nobody knew about. These are the kind of things that can happen. These are the kind of things that can happen. Now, on the flip side of this, what can happen? Maybe you've been disconnected from your mother. Maybe you don't know who your mother is, and you get a phone call, you get a message, someone hits you up on Instagram, or somebody DMs you on Facebook or TikTok, and they give you a connection to your mother that you've been waiting for, that you've been looking for, that you've been hoping. Or maybe your mother passed away when you were young and you didn't get a chance to know a lot about her. And all of a sudden, someone brings you something sacred that belonged to your mother. Maybe it's a piece of jewelry. Maybe it was her favorite outfit, and they have been holding it for all of these years, and they have been looking for you to connect with you. So there are these very magical and miracle moments that will be occurring with this energetic portal of illumination happening over the course of the next week or two. So I want you to just be on the lookout for that. The other thing that I want us to tune into that is coming up, and I've seen this very clear. We have some past lives that are stepping up. Now, we always have a past life that is coming forward, but there is going to be some past lives that get activated this week. So, if you felt like doing something different, like maybe changing your hair or maybe wearing something that's outside of what you would normally wear, or maybe getting some sort of, for brothers or even sisters, some sort of tattoo. Maybe you've just felt this calling that you want to get some sort of tribal marking on yourself as a celebration, or you've just been inspired to get some sort of tattoo or get some sort of henna or something done to your physical body. It could be a piercing, it could be something of that, or maybe change your hair color. Look for these things because these will be some of the indications of a past life. Or maybe try a food cuisine of something you've never tasted before, and maybe you had a calling to go do something, be something. Look at New Diamonds. She says, I have. You will be able to tap into that energy that this is another past life that's coming online for you. And when your past life, because many of us, we have different levels of souls that are on the planet. We have some new souls. Shout out to them. We got some souls that are old souls. And if you're here listening to me, then chances are you're either an in between soul, which means you've been here, but you ain't been here a long time, so you still having a tough time navigating being on planet Earth. But you have some experience about being here on planet Earth. So you're kind of that in between, what I call that SME soul. You understand? And so, either way, that is what is happening at this time. Your past life is coming online for you. Chosen Girl said, I had a dream and saw myself as a warrior. Yes, is yes. Warriors do need to come out to play. It is the time. So these are some of the past lives that are just being activated within you. Follow that curiosity, because what you're doing is you're activating and cultivating your gifts from past lives. We don't just get pain from past lives, we get gifts from past lives. That's what you get. You're getting extra gifts. And I'm going to tell you this. I was so excited when I was in the Akashic Records and I seen this. Ooh, I was so excited. Your psychic abilities is getting a blast this weekend. You are amping up in your multisensory abilities. We have a meteor storm that's happening that is connected with the constellation of Aquarius that is going on right now. We just came out of the Lyre meteor shower that was happening. Whenever these downloads and we have these meteor showers that are happening, that's coming from Halley's Comet, but that's a whole nother story. If y'all want to break down on that, hit me in the comments. I'll talk about that. But these meteor showers that are coming out, if you can, and you live in a space where it's available for you to do, go outside. Just go outside, look up at the stars, and really just receive, just be in that energy of reverence. If you have a telescope, even better, but you don't need a telescope, just look up, just look around you, look up in the sky. And spend about 5 or 10 minutes outside. You can just be sitting outside, just in your thoughts. You don't need any other intention other than to be able to receive. Now, it doesn't mean if you're inside the house and you can't go outside that you're not going to receive it. You still will receive it. Do some intentional things. One of the things that you can do is you can write yourself a love letter for in the future. And not just about yourself, but just about your life in the world and how you see yourself growing and evolving. Put your desires in there, not just for yourself, your desires for your family, the world. Put that in there, put it in an envelope, and tape it to a window where some of the moonlight can hit it. And let it sit in that moonlight. Let it just kind of get that good, juicy energy in there. And then take that, screenshot it, keep it on your phone. And I want you for the next 8 days after doing this to read this energy and receive it in, because it's going to hold the frequency of these downloads that are coming in, which are activations. Because what's happening is we're going to be moving into the time where we're going to go through another crystallization point. We're always crystallizing ourselves based on our consciousness and the actions that we take in our lives. But there are times where we will solidify. In a moment, you're going to be locked in. You know how people say tap in, locked in? In a minute, you're going to lock in. You're going to be locked in. So I want you to think about this. You are going to be locked in. So whatever solidifies at that time, you're going to have to ride that out for the next 2 to 3 years, probably till we get to 2028. You're going to be locked in with that vibration. Not that you can't elevate in that vibration, but the elevation is it may be a little bit more challenging. So this is the time to expand your consciousness. Allow yourself to dream that wildest dream. We are living in a time where anything is possible. from healing your body, from transforming your life, from elevating your consciousness. For anything is possible. So I don't care what you're dealt with. I don't care what comes up. I don't care what happens. I don't care what they say. I want you to remind yourself, I can change my reality. For those who know, at any given moment. I did a show about that. You want to dive through the archives here, but you can change your reality at any given moment. And we are in the time where this is possible. It don't take a lifetime. It don't take forever. This is the time. In fact, one of the gifts of Taurus season is if you can do two things. One, let go of a bad habit. Let go of a bad habit. One bad habit. If you can commit to giving energy to letting go of one bad habit, it will change your life, right? And then the other thing is if you can commit, where is Brother Lance? Because he hit it right on the nose. Where is it? Yes, discipline is preparing your future. Yes, if you can get into over these next 7 to 10 days, especially as we cross this activation line of this Scorpio full moon, if you can put one good habit into motion, it's gonna blow. It's gonna blow up. It's going to stick. It's going to stick for you. You know how you say something, this is something Baby Blue would say, even after when she was in college and she was doing so many things, she was trying all kinds of things. And I said, well, what are you doing now? Oh, you're singing. Oh, you're doing your business. Oh, you're doing this. Oh, you have your cosmetic line. Oh, you're doing this. You're doing readings. You're doing this. She said, yeah, because something got to stick for me. And it will stick for you, but it is going to take discipline. Discipline. Remember, if you look at the word discipline, it looks like disciple. You got to get you 12 disciples. You know how Jesus had 12 disciples and he's at that table, which were his spirit guides there, which is what happens right before you get ready to incarnate on the planet. And even when you're exiting the planet, your guides come around and they are looking at your blueprint of what you say you're going to do when you came here. When you came to earth, this is what you said. That's what the 12, the round table is about. They wasn't there eating food. They was planning their abundance. Are we getting ready to go to earth? We about to get it in. The guides were there to assist you, as your spirit guides are here to assist you. So if you want to get into that assistance, then you have to get your disciples in order. And, like anything dealing with disciples, if you look around and one of your disciples is missing, Houston, we have a problem. Get you 12 disciples. Sit down over the course of the next 24 hours, right? And write down what your 12 disciples are, because disciples are your disciplines. Where are you going to get disciplined at? And this is where you have to get real with yourself. You got to get really real with yourself and understand, listen, I am worth it. I am worth everything that I can desire. Now, I have a digital download product called Wish Magic. And in the beginning, people was kind of like, we don't know where you're going with this wishing stuff, Ms. Blue. We don't know. We're not sure about this wish stuff. We're not sure about desires. And so let me kind of give you a little backstory on desires and why you have to have a desire, right? Your desire is not something that your mind can understand, because the mind is going to tell you you're wasting your time. What do you mean you desire something? This is considered by some schools of thought to be a negative aspect, a character flaw for you to desire anything. You're supposed to just be here and I don't know what you're supposed to be, a rock. I don't know what you're supposed to be. You're supposed to be here and just what? Let shit happen to you. I don't know what that is. But desire can only be understood by the heart. That's why the mind don't want you to desire anything, because desires of the mind is the corruption of mankind. I'm not telling you to have a mental desire. I'm telling you to desire within your heart, your soul, and within your spirit. Within your spirit. Have that desire. Desire within your heart. That's your calling. That's your soul trying to burst through that spark, your God spark. So get your wildest desire out there. That if you said, if I can have anything that I want, mentally, energetically, physically, and emotional, what would it be? What kind of relationship would that look like? You know, what kind of mindset would I have? What kind of actions would I be taking? What kind of things would I be building on the planet? What kind of things would I be engaging in if I could do anything that I want? There is no limitation on what could happen with me in my life. If I could wake up tomorrow and create my perfect life, even though we know everything is perfect as it is because we are creating it, what would that be? That's what I want you to go after. I want you to toss that out into the atmosphere because you are in the seat of the creator. You are co creating with the divine. You understand? You are co creating with the divine. And if you're not using your God powers, then someone else is going to use it. Hence the reason the vampires and this whole vampire energy is coming back up. And I haven't watched the movie yet, but I know that's what the movie The Sinners is about, because there is a deep esoteric and occult understanding and a science behind what is happening on the planet. Stop looking at these things as if they're physical and trying to bring these manifestations into physical reality. Hence the reason mental disturbance is at an all-time high on planet Earth. Where's my paper about what we need to focus on, boys and girls? We want to focus on the bull and not the bull. Y'all know what it is. Don't get caught in the circle jerk. This is the time that you will get tricked out of your damn powers. Don't let them trick you out of your powers. No, this is the time for you to get and dive into your imagination. So, psychic abilities, physical, multisensory activations are happening, and they're happening from past lives. Your past lives are coming online. Your past lives are coming online for you right now. They're happening. This is the time that these past lives are really, really happening. So, to recap that, for these psychic activations and downloads that are coming in, I need you to connect with these experiences. You know, the moon is going to be full and the moon is going to be in Scorpio. And shout out to all my Scorpios in the building at this time. Mm-hmm. One of the things that is so important about this moon, and I want to talk about this, speaking of mental disturbances, I want to kind of give you this insight here because this makes a difference. I know it made such a big difference with me when I started to understand about energy and frequencies and understanding about these alignments and what is happening. It allows you to know that you might be crazy, but you ain't really crazy. You know what I'm saying? You ain't that crazy. there is some of the things that you will feel. If you've ever ridden on a train and you live in the city like New York City, DC, New Jersey, Chicago, you've ever ridden on the subway, I want you to imagine that it is a beautiful sunny day and you are riding on the A train. You just riding. You know how the train be rocking back and forth. Everybody trying not to look at everybody, but it's the best time to start reading auras and energy, using your telepathic community, multi-sensory abilities to hear what everybody's thinking and what they got going on, and all kinds of shit is happening. It's also where people experience a lot of mystical things going on. So keep your frequency high in these cosmic streets, especially over the course of these next couple of months. But you're riding, you just rocking, and all of a sudden you go in a tunnel and everything goes black. The lights go out and everything goes black. I want you to understand that you may experience the dips in your energy this next couple of 4 to 5 days as we're moving through these energetic portals, these gateways. You may wake up and suddenly feel depressed. Now, granted, it's 2025. You may look in your life and you may find a reason to be depressed. But I want you to understand that this energy is hitting you so hard. It's not all you. You are tapped into the collective frequency that's happening on the planet. And I want you to remind yourself, I just went through, I'm on the train and I went through the tunnel. This isn't all me, because it gives you freedom so you can begin to prepare yourself and know this isn't me. You understand? This isn't all me. I'm feeling this way. And if you can give yourself the opportunity to kind of take a step back, maybe it's a day that you kind of be low key, get you what I call a save me list, put you some songs on there that's going to raise your vibration, kind of have that meal already prepped in your refrigerator that will bring a smile to your face, already have maybe that podcast or that show or something that, sort of kind of excites you there. But you may be in a space where nothing can satisfy you. And if you've ever experienced that, it's like you may have a friend or someone who loves you may reach out to you and say, hey, you want to go do this? You're like, nah. Oh, you want to go do, and everything is a nah for you. Nah, I'm not feeling that. Nah, I don't want to do that. Nah. And you're looking for a reason. When you find yourself being in such resistance, I want you to pause. I want you to drop down in your body, come out of your mind, and I want you to rest in the lower half of your body. And I want you to sit there, sit there, sit there, and just breathe. Just focus on your breath. Just breathe and relax. Because what is happening if you stay in your mind? Our mind is gorgeous. Our mind is a genius. I give the mind a hard rap. I've been doing this for so many years, but once I got this lesson from my spirit guides and my teachers, it clicked for me. You ever been over somebody's house that got a dog and the dog ain't trained? And you hate going over there because the damn dog is running all over the place, is jumping all over you, is trying to lick you in the face. You go outside, the damn dog is running all over the place. They constantly hollering at the dog. Well, that's what your mind will do. It'll lead you astray. It'll run around like a wild dog because your mind can't figure this out. And when the mind can't figure out something, it gets caught in a loop. And this is the reason why mental disturbance and mental health is at an all-time low on the planet, because we have to switch from overusing our brain, because this is not a job for the mind. I teach, and anyone who knows, I tell you to stay the hell out of your mind. If you're not doing something logical, don't let your mind lead. Stay out of your mind and stay out of your heart. Those are the two places, quiet as it's kept. Most teachers on this planet ain't telling you. Stay the hell out of your mind and stay out of your heart. It's leading you wrong. 9 times out of 10, you are not even in your heart. You are in the false matrix, mind made emotions, because the heart is neutral. So when I remember one time I was like, oh, my heart, I just hurt my heart. No, your mind making you think you're hurting in your heart. You've allowed your mind to take over, and it doesn't know how to handle these things in your life because it wasn't designed for that. Your intuition is what you have to focus on, not your mind. You're supposed to be using your higher mind. Just ask yourself when you're going through your day, how much do you let your subconscious and your conscious mind lead you? I'll wait. I'm going to wait. Not that the mind can't come up with great solutions. Not that the mind doesn't have great insight, because the mind has profound insight. It can come up with great solutions. But when you tap into your higher self, your intuition, it's some shit your mind could not even imagine. It will literally blow your mind. So if you're struggling with something right now, if there's something happening in your life and you keep saying, I can't figure this out, get out of your mind, because the mind can't figure it out. And the mind is only going to do one or two things. And I want you all to understand this and make a note of this. Don't ever forget this. If you don't take nothing else away from this share tonight, I want you to take this, write it down, screenshot it, keep it with you. Your mind, where textbook ego lives. Because what we have been taught about ego, what Sigmund Freud and all of these supposed great geniuses taught us about ego, is some bullshit to keep you stuck, to keep you complacent, to keep your ass in check, and to keep you out of your powers, whether they did it knowingly or maybe unknowingly to themselves. But what you've been taught about ego is incorrect. The ego is drenched in fear. And so the mind is only going to do one or two things. And I'm talking about the lower mind when you're taking it outside of its task of what it's supposed to be doing. The mind is either going to accuse you or excuse you, period. You ain't got to take my word for it. I want you to try it out in your life. Either your mind excuse your ass from some shit you doing that you shouldn't be doing, or either it accused you for some things that you have done. So either you are overburdened, feeling like everything you have done, everything wrong, can't do nothing right. Anytime you try to go for something, something's not happening, something's not right, something's not, it's never good enough. Never good enough for anybody in your life, because your mind is either accusing or excusing you, or your mind is excusing you. And so you're walking around pointing your fingers and judging everybody, and your life is jacked up. But it ain't your fault. It's your mama's fault. It's your daddy's fault. It's your baby mama fault. It's your baby daddy fault. It's because this relationship failed. It's those people on your job. It's those people in your neighborhood. It's your, it's the school that you went to. It's the country you live in. It's the people who run in the country. It's all of that shit. The mind is either going to accuse or excuse you, because your mind takes this persona. It doesn't give you the truth because the mind says you can't handle the truth. So you asking me something, I remember when I was working for the Limited Corporation. And this was kind of one of my first jobs straight out of college. And when I was working for the Limited Corporation, I remember one time I got the position and I was an assistant manager. And you couldn't tell me nothing. I had keys. I could come in and out of the store. I could do, I had a little bit of power. I was kind of feeling myself a little bit there. And I remember coming in and I was looking at my job description and I was looking at the things that needed to get done, the things I needed to delegate. And at first, I felt really good about it, that I could say, oh, Betty, I'm going to have you working in the front today. And so, I'm going to have you working in the back of the store today. And so, I'm going to have you at the register. You three will be at the register. And so, you're going to be working the admin. And oh, by the way, I need you to clean the bathroom for me. And suddenly, when I said that, because she was an older sister, older woman at the time, she was an older woman. And she just kind of older Black woman. So here I am, this young, little whippersnapper, telling her that she got to vacuum, clean the fixtures, and go clean the bathroom. And she looked at me and she smiled and she said, okay, no problem. That bothered me. I didn't know why it bothered me, but it bothered me. I knew why, but I didn't want to know. So my mind excused it and said, listen, when the manager ain't here, you in charge. You not cleaning no bathrooms. You got other stuff you got to do. It's just her time to clean the bathroom. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't in your job description. That ain't in your job description. But I felt bad. I felt so bad. And if you want to know, this was in Durham, North Carolina. I used to be the assistant manager for a store called Added Dimensions. But I felt bad. So I went in the back when she was getting her stuff together and I said, you know what? I'll clean the bathroom. Do me a favor. Just go help them out front. And she said, are you sure, Ms.Blue? I said, yeah, I'll clean the bathroom. And I cleaned the bathroom. That changed my life. And I'm going to tell you why. Because even without me knowing it at that time, I overcame my conscious mind. But I could have left because my mind was, you know how it says, you don't need something, your bestie gonna hype you up. My mind was hyping me up. That ain't got shit to do with you. That ain't your job description. They asking you clean the bathroom would be out of your, they're not paying you to clean bathrooms. They ain't got nothing to do with you. But I realized, see, when you tap into your intuition, you get a solution that your mind could never come up with. So here I am with gloves on. And I was cute that day. Hair done, everything, baby. I was cute. This was over 30 years ago. So I was real cute. I had the heels on, 3-inch heels on. I was up in the bathroom scrubbing, cleaning the bathroom. And all of a sudden, one of the other managers came in and she said, what are you doing? I said, I'm cleaning the bathroom. And she said, why are you cleaning the bathroom? You get one of the employees to do that. We don't clean bathrooms. That's not in our job description. And I said, well, I'm going to stick to what I know. I'm not going to ask people working for me to do something that I think I'm too good to do. So I'm going to do it. So I cleaned the bathroom and I kept cleaning the bathroom. And the employees literally would fight to say, who's going to clean the bathroom for me? And it came to the point where we had built such a camaraderie. We became the number one selling store in our district. People loved to come in there. They had that whole family feel. And this wasn't only because of me, but it was because of that one decision that I made. The reason I'm telling you this is that is the difference between your mind handling a task it's not supposed to and your higher self, your intuition giving you a solution that your mind would never think of. Now that's on a small scale, but I want you to start taking this in. I'm not telling you to go to your job and let them punk you out and do some shit that's not in your job description. But I want that to be a reminder of when you're starting to take these questions and you're twirling it in your mind, because if you're thinking about something three times and you're not getting an answer, I want you to back off and just recognize it's because this ain't a question for my mind. I got to go to my higher self with this question. And one of the ways you can tap into that energy, sit quietly with yourself. You ain't even got to sit, but this is the practice. Wiggle your toes. Take your hand, place it over your solar plex chakra or over your belly button. Tap in that region, drop down in your body. Pull all of your energy down to that space and sit there. Those of you who have taken my classes or worked with any of my digital products and anything, these are the things that I teach you. And I want you to hold yourself there. It is a place, it's one of the energetic points that the Buddhas call the Dantian. You understand? You know how you see the Buddha and he like this with the legs crossed floating in the air? The Dantian, or at the 0 point, not in your heart and not in your mind. And I want you to ask your question from that position. And I guarantee you, it'll blow your mind. Your mind will be blown by the solution and by the answer that you come up with. It will be something that you would have never imagined. And you can test it out. Because if you say something and you go, oh yeah, hmm I knew that. I was thinking that. You lying. You ain't got to lie to kick it, Craig. You didn't come up with that answer because your mind can't come up with that answer. The mind is not designed to come up with those kinds of answers. Can the mind come up with a genius answer? Absolutely. Can the mind come up with many answers? Absolutely. But when you're tapped into your higher self, you have access to endless possibility. You go from being mid in the room to being the highest in the room. And I'm talking about within your tempo. You go to the highest in the room. It's a whole nother level of a game changer. You ain't got to worry about being Johnny on the spot. You ain't got to worry about not having an answer, because when you're tapped into your intuition, you are tapped into source. 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 That's what you're tapped into, which means you got to answer for everything. So sometimes people will pop off at me and say, you know what, Ms.Blue, you got to answer for everything. I said, I don't, but I know how to get an answer for everything, baby. Because I got access to the source, to divine source, to the God, not the God that sits over earth, because that's some twisted stuff. I'm talking about pure source. And here's the thing, it's your birthright to be able to do this. And so I want you to try to activate this. If you have not done this, yes, 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 original man, the real technology. This is the first technology on the planet. You think AI blowing your mind? Oh, watch. When you tap into your higher self, you're going to blow your own mind. And you're going to realize that AI ain't nothing but a tool, baby. That's all. It's just a tool. It's a little tool, like I got this crystal here. This a tool. This a tool. Like I got this pen right here. It's a little tool. It's just a tool. It don't get activated until I'm activated. Nothing works until you work. And I want you all to repeat that to yourself. Nothing will work for me until I work for me. First law, work for you. That's who you're working for. You're not working for that job. You're not working for your bills. You not working for uh you're not working for your cousin. You not working for the people. You working for you. That's who you working for. It's always been about you. You just got tricked out of that. You think you working for somebody else. I hear people say all the time, I'm tired of working for somebody else. How is that possible that you're working for someone else? How is that possible? When you are a creator, and I'm not talking about a content creator, but we can take that word content and we can just kind of, put a little sparkle on it and we can understand that it's magic itself. All right. I think I made my point right there. I think I made my point right there. So we going to keep moving. We going to keep moving. Want to say welcome to everybody in the forum. We have more than 400 people here. Please hit that like button and subscribe button. If this is your very first time here, let me be the first to say welcome. And especially if you're coming over from Brother Rich, sending you so much love and thank you all for being here. So let's continue because as you can see, they don't call me the Oracle for nothing because I can do that. But we're gonna stay on track because I still I still gotta give you the positive omens that I gotta give you. So here's the other thing. Anytime we're dealing with moon energy, I want you to think about feng shui. I want you to think about your home. I want you to think about your body. I want you to think about your mother, right? Because this is where the moon energy is. And for those of you who are into astrology, I want you to understand if you want to get a deeper connection with your mother and an understanding of your mother through you, because we are half our mothers, know that your moon sign is the energy your mother was in while she was carrying you, that she was passing down to you. And so your moon sign is a reflection of your mother's energy. That part, baby, that part, your moon sign. Yeah, that's that mama energy. So, because we have Mother's Day that is here, I want you to think about, we've talked about all the things that can happen on that particular day. You know, mm, if you find that over the next course of these days that you want to do something, but you want to do something a little different, do something mystical because we have this Scorpio energy here. And out of all of the zodiac signs, which all of them have a touch, Scorpio is connected with the occult. And the occult means, simply, in its simplest form, it means what is not seen. You're working in the underworld. You're working from within. You're working within the spirit world. You're working within what they call the shadows. And here, if you don't know what I understand the shadows to be, is that a self-love and growth is the new shadow work. So if you're doing shadow work, you mean to me, you should be doubling down on your self-love. You should be doubling down on where you're growing at because that is shadow work. It is not self-destruction. So, what's going to be activated in this energy, and I'm just, if you see me looking over here, I'm just kind of going back to my notes, is a lot of positive events for the future. You are being put into alignment for these positive things to come up for the future and your life path. So some of you will literally be, let me see if I have one. I don't have one in front of me. I was going to show you. But for those of you who have had the one-on-one visionary guidance sessions with me, then you understand what I'm talking about. Some of you are on the verge. If you're feeling depressed, if you're feeling down, if you're feeling sad, if you're feeling sort of kind of lost or, just, I don't want to say, but kind of want to give up. Understand that this is more energetic than it is physical. And what's happening is you are possibly getting ready to turn in your original blueprint that you came to the planet with. And so I'll talk about this just a little bit here, but I don't want to go too much into this. But you are turning in your blueprint, meaning what you said you were coming down here on earth to do, you have decided you want to change that and you want to do something different. You're ready for something different. You're ready to turn that blueprint in, not because it was bad, not because it was unfulfilled, not because you can't fulfill it. You're ready for something new. You're ready for something different. Now, this ain't no easy feat because those who have had the guided visionary sessions from me from the Akashic file, these are some pivotal moments that come in within their lives where they have had either NDE. And if you don't know what an NDE is, a near death experience that occurs that sort of kicks them into this. They've had some sort of life trauma that has happened to them, either it be sickness or it can be a strong sense of maybe losing everything, like shots out and sending love to everyone who was in the way of California or some of the storms, some national disaster, and they have lost completely everything that is physical. Let's not forget, mama energy is connected to matter, it's connected to the matrix. All of this is intertwined with itself. These are some of the things. So if you've experienced this, this is within a 6 to 18 month window, to and after this particular point, then that's what you're getting. You're sort of getting a reboot. You are doing what Kanye West has done, what Rihanna has done. And I've talked about this over the years. You are actually reincarnating on the planet. You are literally dying, not a physical death, but an energetic death, and you're being reborn again. So you're living a whole new life, a whole completely new life. And there are many people who have reincarnated on life and they're in a second incarnation. I reincarnated. I went from working primarily only in the corporate world to having an awakening that through some life events, I reincarnated myself on the planet. And we can have many reincarnations on the planet. This is the beautiful time that we're living in. So I want you to think about that. These are some of the effects and some of the blessings of that mama energy that is coming in as the new moon, the full moon unfolds. It's going to affect your life going forward. I want you to know that we will get together in the future. And I'm going to look forward to you telling me how your life has changed in the future. I'm not talking about you cut your hair, you colored your hair. I'm talking about how your life is going to change going forward. So here's some things that I want us to get on our scribe tip. And I want us all to become scribes. As Siba Haru would say, become internetarian scribes. I want you to document the food you're eating over the course of the next 10 days. The things that come in your life, the people that come in your life, what time you go to bed, what time you wake up. You, 3 months from now, 3 months from now, your future self will thank you because you will see how this all unfolded for you. You know, what time you wake up, the different things that you're doing, the people that you're meeting, even some of you that this is your first time coming over. I'm documenting the time that I connected with Brother Rich and all of the amazing, beautiful souls on his platform. You know, document these times, document not just the date. I want you to put the time. My divine priestess know that I tell them this all the time. Document these things. I want you to become a scribe. You are writing in the physical Akashic records. You're writing in the Akashic files. I want you to document this information. on Friday, May 9th, depending on where you are in the world, tuned in to Ms.Blue. And this is what I was doing. This is what time it is. Document these things because you want to be able to look back and say, oh my goodness. Oh my God. Oh my goddess. You're going to be able to look back and to see how this is unfolding. And so now we got to talk about this because I would be remiss if I didn't talk about this. Mother's Day, if you happen to find yourself being in the position where you feel a little distant or you feel like you don't want to be bothered or even a little annoyed, it's okay. Count it all joy. It's the energy there because we're going to have what is known in astrology. It's called the Sabian symbol. And some of you may be familiar with this. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I will have you take away from this so you can be mindful of the cosmic forecast that is coming up. It's going to be 22 degrees of this Sabian symbol. You understand? And this is a powerful degree. It's not a popular degree. It gets, because it's a Capricorn degree. But there are some things to be said about this. So if someone enters your life during this period, know that it is a past life connection and not in the sense of this is a contract that is happening for you. Not a contract, not a contract. But I want you to be aware. Remember what I told you, use discernment. Some of these people deserve to be back in your life and others, you need to keep on keeping on, right? Also, it's the time that you're going to have to push through. You're going to have to push through, come through. Everybody who got their veil breaker, their liquid magic veil breaker, you're going to need to come through. You're going to need to push through. It's going to be some things that you're not going to feel like doing. You're not going to feel like engaging in, but it's going to be necessary. This is where that discipline is going to come in. That's why I told you, baby, connect with your disciples. Get your disciples. You understand? Get your disciples together. Get your disciples in order, right? You need that discipline. So, yeah. So there may be some struggles with depression that come up, and they may come up through dreams. I see the sister here is just putting up some things with her dream here. I woke up at 3:45 a.m. from a dream. My mother set my father on fire. Second time I've had the dream in like 6 months trying to figure out what's going on. I'll talk about that in just a moment if we have time, but I want you to understand at 3:45 and anybody waking up, make note of this time from 11 p.m., which we're in that energy right now, to 3:30 a.m. is what is called the womb hours. These are the womb hours. And this is when the planet Earth energy is open to receive your desires and your wishes. Some would call this the witching hours. You understand? So it's a lot of terms for this particular time period. And after that, we move deeper into what's called the melanin hours. And so this dream of the sister, you waking up, you were in the womb hours here. You understand? And I want you to understand when it comes to decoding the dream, I want you to, regardless of what you know about the dream, regardless if the dream is prophetic or not, I want you to understand that all dreams, every sign and symbol is you. Whether it's your mother, whether it's your father, whether it's fire, All of that is you. That's your first level of decoding a dream. I've done many shows on this over the years, but I want you to know I'm telling you all this so you don't allow this to overtake you. If you feel that you're becoming depressed, if you start getting to the point where you feel like life is not fair, this is when I want you to have a save me list. But number one, I want you to understand that this is this 22 degrees of Capricorn energy coming in, because that's in the Sabian symbol, that's what it's connected with. But it's the energy of death. It is something is trying to die. It's not necessarily a physical death, although I do feel it will be something physical that happens. I talked about it on my Instagram live that I seen a massive star that was burning up, much like the sister Toy Young Lee Cosmic, who may be tapped into that same frequency that I'm tapped into. Yes, it means something personal for you, but it also is going to mean something to the collective, because we are always dreaming about the collective as well as dreaming about things for ourselves. But I don't want to put the person's name out there. I'm not going to do that just yet. But don't be surprised if you come on social media or if you hear some very, very shocking news of a very powerful soul figure leaving the planet within the next couple of weeks. Right. And not because Ms.Blue says so. This is just what I pulled out of the Akashic records. And for those of you who are new here, I don't talk doom and gloom, but I'm always going to keep it real and raw with you. I'm not just going to sugarcoat you and make you think, you know, there's only one story, one side to the story. I know that if you're listening to me, you already understand that there are more than one side to the story, but you're trying to be in the highest vibration or the highest frequency you can possibly tap into to what is being available to us at this given time. So you're not going to hear me talk about a lot of bullshit. I'm not going to try to help scare you. Your conscious mind, your ego has already got you in fear. There's so many programs that we have been programmed with in our lifetime. You don't need me to scare the shit out of you. You're doing a great job on that. I'm trying to help you get out of that. I'm trying to help you step back into your power. I don't need to tell you all of that. You understand? You got that part. You got that on lock. You good at that. You Gucci at that. I'm trying to help you go somewhere else. So I want you to understand that. Here's the other thing. Definitely make note of the food that you're eating, especially if it's something out of the norm. Maybe you have a Mother's Day dinner or you go to dinner somewhere and you're eating something. All of these things are going to matter as we continue to go forward. Because right after that, your rebirth happens. And then you're going to be like, it was all a dream. You was sad. You was down in the dumps. You was in your feelings. So I want you to take it so personal, what you're feeling. I want you to take this shit so personal that you understand that what you're picking up on is what's going on around you. It doesn't mean that there are not things in your life that you need to eliminate, that you need to let die. You know, that old story about who you are. You know, I met someone in the nail salon today. I went and, you know, got a manicure today. And when I was leaving out, I went to the grocery store. And when I was in the grocery store, I ran into a friend of mine's that I seen, and she was with another friend of mine. And, you know, she was introducing us, and we would kiki, and you know how we do. And as soon as the sister introduced herself to me, yeah, let me just tell you a little bit about me. I done been homeless. I done did this and I done did that. And I didn't say anything. I just smiled. But in the back of my mind, I'm like, girl, get a new story. That shit happened 30 years ago. Get a new story. You ain't got a new story? You mean to tell me you still holding on to that old story? Get a new story. You still playing that old, as Drake say, you playing that old you still on that? Where is your new story? I want you to start looking in your life and stop defining yourself by your old story. Don't you got a new story? You should have a new story. And this story should not be putting you in the position where you the victim. If your story still has you are the superhero, but your ass is a victim, I'm gonna need you to take a time out, call a time out, and I'm gonna need you to get a new story. Get yourself a new story. Get yourself a new story because it's a whole new story going on. You don't want to miss the moment. Don't miss your moment. Don't miss the moment. You understand? Don't miss it. So, understanding about this, you could feel a little cold, because that Capricorn energy can be a little cold. It can be a little icy. You understand? Um, and the temperature physically can be colder in our atmosphere. So, for those of you who possibly got a refrigerator that's on the brinks, if your fridge go out, I want you to take that so personal that you say, Ms.Blue told us. I already know. Listen, be able to get the refrigerator I desired to get. If your refrigerator goes out, if your air conditioner goes out, if any of these things happen that has to do with this cold and this ice sort of thing, I want you to understand that that's what's going on. Even yourself, if you feel physically cold within your body, if you feel that energy of being cold and being sensitive to temperatures, we're in this frequency. This is what we'll be moving through. Now, I want to talk about the most challenging aspect of this 22-degree angle. I'm not talking about 22 degrees like somebody is a master builder 22. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about an astrological energetic point right now, which is connected to Capricorn. And here is the most challenging part of this energy. And I need you to take note of this. It will spark poverty within consciousness. Let me say that again for all the people in the back. It may spark your poverty within consciousness. Yeah, that part. Where you find yourself contemplating whether or not you're going to be able to make it. Whether or not you in the grocery store and the lady say, okay, that's going to be $35.89. Wait a minute. I need to put something back. I didn't plan on spending but $20 in here. Let me see. Hand me them oranges. How much are them oranges? Oh man, these oranges, because they're organic. These are premium oranges. These oranges were $3.95. And you say, put them damn oranges back. That's poverty in consciousness. You mean to tell me you going to put them oranges back? Poverty in consciousness is, I know I need to clean up, but I ain't going to do it. It's just too much. And I just, it's too much for me this weekend. It's too much. That's poverty within consciousness. Poverty within consciousness is not just material. It holds you back. It literally holds you back. It holds you back from taking a natural action, doing a natural thing that you would do. You have poverty, even though you conscious. Because I done met some conscious brothers and sisters, but they stuck in poverty. within their own consciousness. When you are afraid to expand your awareness and your thoughts, you're afraid to step outside your comfort zone and do something. I'm not talking about put your life on the line. I'm not talking about going running down the street butt naked. I'm not telling you to do a Erica Badu. I'm just telling you, step outside your comfort zone. Just a little bit. Just a touch. Do something you would not normally do to help you break free of this poverty within consciousness. You understand? Absolutely. Woke does not mean broke. The book by Billy Carson. I heard it was great. I don't have it, but I love that saying. Woke doesn't mean broke. You got to get out of the poverty within consciousness. Come on. We got to do this. And it's not just with material things, but that's where you're going to see it, where you're constantly in a state of worry. Now, I do want us to have a heightened awareness because it is during this time with the mixture of the Scorpio moon. Hear me out, because it's a combination of shit that's going down with the Scorpio moon, with these energetic placements, with where the sun is, with the other astrological alignments. There are certain portals that are open. And by the way, this was a question Brother Rich asked me on his show. I'm telling you, that brother is a genius, because this is also the time that things go missing. That things go missing. I'm not telling you this out of fear. I'm telling you this out of awareness. Watch your children and watch your women and sisters, because this is when people and things go missing. This is the time that you have your car keys or your key fob in your hand, you on the phone, you walk in the kitchen, and suddenly you get in the car and the car says no key detected, and you can't find your keys for days. You're like, I just had it. It was just right here. Where did it go? I know I just had that. I just had that key. I just had that piece of mail. I just had that $20. I just had that. Be mindful of your children. This is not the time to have them wandering off while you so busy yapping on the phone. You turn your back for a second and now you can't find them. Let's keep our awareness up. I will be doing some work. I'm also going to ask all of us collectively to do that, to raise your light and your frequency. And the simplest way that you can raise your light and your frequency is to, one, stay out of your mind, and two, stay in an elevated state of consciousness. Stay out of negative thinking. Don't try to be in those pockets of thinkings that sort of pull you into the contrast, into lower vibrational energy. Stay out of those energies, stay out of them as much as possible. That is it. Show up as your best self, your authentic self. Speak your truth. This is how you raise your light. It's something that happens from within. So that's what I want you to do. Pay attention. And brothers, I'm going to need you to run your energy pretty high this weekend, because this is for all of us. It's not just sisters and children. This is also for brothers too. You need to raise. This ain't the time that you tell your girl, I be where I be. No. You might want to let somebody know where you be in case somebody got to send you a Uber or something. And not that something terrible will happen, but this is the time that things get lost. If you have a senior, an elder, or someone that's dealing with dementia, they're in between dimensions. Don't allow them to wander off. Be mindful of this kind of energy, because this is when, excuse me, this is when things go missing. Okay. can be challenging when people go out of their way to trigger you. Absolutely. But a trigger only means that there's something within yourself you have not come face to face with. That's it. That's it. Some triggers are good. Some triggers are good. All you got to do is ask everybody who's been rocking with me. I trigger their ass all the time. Some triggers are good. You use these spaces. This is what the work is about. You triggering yourself. You ain't afraid of your own trigger. I ain't gonna let you punk me out of my own trigger. I know what triggers me, and I know why. You understand? So just as long as you understand that's a trigger for you, embrace that. Embrace it. Embrace it. Because when it comes up, you got to debunk that urban legend. And the only way you're going to do that, that's what they call coming face to face with God. And obviously, if this is a trigger that can pull you out of who you are, you ain't came face to face with God yet. That's that mirror work. That's you, which is going to bring me to my next point. If you have crystals, great time to work with crystals. Those of you who want to get into crystals, sound healing, get into, doing dancing, anything that you consider to be a part of your spiritual practice is great. The other thing, where is it? Don't tell me I don't have it. I might not have it, y'all. Oh, yes, I do. The other thing, this is a great time if you got Sky Quests to do your Sky Quest. This is a great time for you to start working with the Sky Quest. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's a program that I just released, and I promise you I released it for this time. Sky Quest. Get into your work of working with Sky Quest. I'm not going to say too much about it, but it's in my digital download store. So many of you guys have purchased that, and I am truly grateful. Please, please go back, leave a review for anything that you purchase from me. Please go back and do that. It's going to show you how to tap into your higher self. This is why you guys hear me say hi. I know that kind of throws people off in the conscious community that likes to do the grand rising and peace, peace, peace and greetings. And I love that too. But I love hi because when I greet you with hi, I'm greeting you with a higher insight. And that's what I see within you. I see your higher insight, which is your higher self that's coming through. So I want you to get into the Sky Quest, the 10-minute hypnotic magic, where you're able to tap into these higher frequencies within yourself. I put a lot of frequency codes in here, helping you tap into your visionary sovereignty. You'll be able to download it and start working with it right away. I give you something. I give you my blueprint of how I channel this from the Galactic Oracle Council. I give you the step-by-step and the activation codes. I give you your ascension code for 5D. I tell you about how to receive the transmission. I talk about the frequency codes that are in here, the DNA activation code for the soul and soul healing. That's the 528 hertz. I give you the pineal gland activation and divine insight, which is the 963 hertz. And you also get the 333 code frequency, which is the spiritual mastery, ascension energy, and the cosmic alignment. I give you that channel. I haven't done this in a very, very long time outside of the priestesshood. I give you my step-by-step guide of my channel transmission that came from the Galactic Oracle Council because I had a chance. I'm a part of the Galactic Oracle Council. And I give you your returning codes of what you can carry with you and your sky notes. And all of your commands are in here, all of that, and even tell you how to tap into doing work in the reflection portal. And everything is there. You'll be able to download it on your phone. I must admit, it is some new technology. So if you have any problems, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm going to make sure you get access. Please download all the files. please work with this energy because it's a way for you to tap deeper into your multisensory abilities. And over the course of Mother's Day weekend, Buddha's birthday, as well as this Scorpio full moon, this is the best time to get into the magic, get into the occult energy, and activate some of this good juiciness of your multisensory abilities and bring that online for you. I'm going to give you some colors, and I want to say thank you to those of you who are purchasing this at this time as well too. But I'm going to give you some colors to wear, especially if you feel like you might be feeling a little down, a little ups and downs, your energy, you're riding cosmic waves. One minute you're happy, the next minute you're sad. And even though you have a reason to be sad, angry, frustrated, even if these are real life things, some of the colors I want you to kind of gravitate towards, and you don't have to put them on Front Street. You can wear these colors. You can put these colors, sisters. You can wear these in your undergarments. Brothers, you can wear your socks, your boxers, or whatever you put on. But it's going to be the color black. You're going to be the color black. This is going to help you stabilize your auric field, your energetic field. And it's really going to help you when you set your intention for your day to maintain a higher frequency. So the color is going to be black. You want to wear black. It doesn't have to be on front, but it can be underneath. You want to also wear browns. You want to wear a brown color. That's going to be a color as well for you to wear to put this color on. You wear black every day, low key goth. Well, you know, black also is powerful. I know that I was one of the first readers that when I seen black in someone's auric field, that didn't tell them it was something negative. Black is a very sophisticated energy. And you know, the color black itself is actually absorbing all of the frequencies, right? You know, so you want to wear this because you want your auric field to be absorbed and stay a little closer to your body. So, black, you want that brown and any of the shades of gray to put those colors in there because that's going to help you. It's going to help you uplift your energy. You understand? Remember, Scorpio is about transformation. But I want you to understand that this Scorpio full moon is not going to be about transformation. It's not going to be the phoenix rising. It's going to be a metamorphosis. And that's completely different. So I want you to think about the butterfly, the caterpillar, and the butterfly. The caterpillar literally dies. But when it comes back, it doesn't come back as a stronger, better caterpillar because this is the phoenix energy. It comes back stronger and even better. It rises. No, it transforms itself into something completely unrecognizable. This is the energy that we are headed for. We are in space. We are, remember, many of you may be too young to remember, but remember the show Lost in Space? We are lost in space. We are moving through the photon belt right now in space. And as we go through this gateway, as we go through this portal, for a lot of us, especially a lot of us, conscious or unconscious, we are going to go through a metamorphosis. And who you stand here to be physically, mentally, and spiritually, that will die. And something new will be reborn that is completely different, down to subatomical particles from who you are today. So I don't care how great you think your ass is. I don't care how fine you think you looking. I don't care how good you think you are. We about to take this to the next level. I'm going to go ahead and claim that for all of us here, especially those of us that are doing the work. We are about to metamorph into something unrecognizable. I want somebody that's outside of your sphere of circle that knows you, because we know each other and real recognize real, right? But I want somebody who ain't seen you in 6 months, 8 months, 9 months to walk up to you after we get to the other side and say, I didn't even recognize that was you. They can't. They can't even recognize, even though they might be saying you look the same, kinda. I didn't. I was standing here for a minute. I didn't say nothing because I didn't even recognize. I mean, what you been up to? That's when you say, "Oh, not too much. Everything's good on my end. How about you?" And they just got that look like I didn't. You know, I can't put my finger on it, but I didn't even. I mean, I heard you speak. It didn't even sound like you. Like, wow. That's where we're headed. Yeah, that's that X-Men shit. That's our superpowers coming online, coming through this. And so I say all of that to say, I say all of this to say, let's have a great week. Let's find the high spots, even within some of the low moments, because you're worth it. This isn't about trying to win the battle. You're not trying to win no battles here. We want to win the war. And then at all costs, we want to stay out of war, because war, you're going to have collateral damage. And we done had enough of that in our families. We done had enough collateral damage in our intimate relationships. We done had enough of that in our soul families. We done had enough of that in the world. We done had enough collateral damage to last lifetimes. We done had enough collateral damage. We want to stay out of any of these sticky situations that could have collateral damage, because there's something greater here at stake. There is a bigger picture at hand. It is a bigger grand scheme of things that is happening as we come upon this full moon in Scorpio. We coming into the Buddha that lives within all of us. It is being reborn. And it is about the time that we uplift the mothers on the planet and that we praise them, not just because it's a celebration, because it's a ceremony. It's a sacred ritual, a sacred initiation that we are going through. It's a soul checkpoint. Anytime we go through Mother's Day, this is when you're having your soul, you are reaching a checkpoint. If you've ever been stopped at a checkpoint, you know what happens when you come to a checkpoint. It is a remembrance of who you are. So know that this portal is open. The Mother's Day, the womb of remembrance, not about just the women that give birth, but these are soul birthers, all of us mothers here. We are creatress. We are visionaries. And so every mother is a magician. Every mother is a sibyl. Every mother is an oracle. Some of us are not using our powers. Some of us are unaware of our powers. And some of us have stepped into our powers. And now it is an opportunity for us to embody even more of these powers, right? Yeah. So blessings and love to all the mothers out there. Happy Born Day to all the mothers on the planet. Love your mother. Send love to the mothers on the planet. And ashe to all of our mothers, the mothers who come before us, and all of the mothers that will come after us, sending them so much love and so much light. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So now we're going to move on. And I'm going to give you guys how many of them I'm going to give you. Hold on, I got to get my notebook. We're almost out of here. I promise you guys, I said I wasn't going to stay on here long because y'all got me working. Y'all got a sister working on Mother's Day. Now, I also want to tell you this for everyone who has the Oracle file sessions coming up from me. If for some reason, and I mainly say this to the new people, if for some reason they tell you your Oracle file was canceled by Ms.Blue, I want you to understand what's working behind the scenes. What's going on? What's happening behind the scenes? What's happening behind the scenes is I got 7 days, Dougie Fresh, to answer all of these Oracle file readings. And I ain't gonna hold you, no cap. Since this 22 is connected to Capricorn energy, ain't no cap. It's even on my best day. I don't think I'm gonna be able to complete them because I have more than 100 that I have to do now, counting down since I've been on Brother Rich show within the next 6 days. Now I'm gonna give it all I got because I told you guys here that I'm gonna come through and push through. And for some reason, I had a cap on how many I would take, but y'all energy coming from Brother Rich show must be powerful because y'all blew that number out. They got tech support on the site trying to figure out how come my number I said to stop at didn't stop. It didn't stop. So they're trying to figure out how to stop it. They're trying to figure out how to cap it off, how to stop it. So, but I want you to know if that happens, just resubmit it again, and I will make sure that I get it done. I promise you, I'll make sure I'll get it done. And so I am so grateful. I am so thankful to every single one of you. And I love you all. I enjoy the work that I do. I love the work that I do as well. So you can still put those requests in, but I wanted to just kind of put that little caveat out there so you can understand what's happening. I only have 7 days. So literally, when I finish here, I got to get into the womb hours and I got to put that work in. And that's what I'm telling you all. If I'm putting that work in, look in your life and see where you're putting that work in, because it's going to be an area of your life that you're going to be required to come through and push through. Yeah, brother, say that again. That's that Buddha effect because he does carry that Buddha energy. So that's that Buddha effect, you know? So here we go. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So I'm going to give you these signs and symbols, and then I'm going to tell you about them after we move through them. These are going to be positive omens. If anyone had the reading from me, the God Goddess reading from back in the day, which was actually the reading that Brother Bobby Hemmett, once he stopped doing readings, he said that he got a channel. He went into the spirit world. And when he was in the spirit world, Spirit told him to pass this on to me. And he showed me how to craft that God Goddess reading, where I give you your Godhead or your Goddess head in that particular reading. I would also give you powerful soul signs and symbols to work with. And I added my own elements to that reading that Brother Bobby Hemmett showed me his portion of how he was doing readings, which was my very first reading I ever had in my life was from Brother Bobby Hemmett. I got that reading there. So it's something that I've always loved doing is to go into the spirit world, and definitely I will get these crazy kind of visions. And this came up last week. Normally when it comes up, I write them down and I will share them, like those who are part of the futuristic activation class. And that's still open, by the way. I will share that with them as well too. Yeah, Yeah. So I'm going to give you, I think we got 5 of them to go through. They are positive omens. I'm going to tell you about these positive omens. And I want you to write these down because you're going to be looking for them. And when you see these positive omens, you're going to know that you are in perfect alignment. You understand these are perfect divine alignments that are happening. It's letting you know when you are shifting timelines, right? You hear people talk about shifting timelines. Well, I'm actually going to give you some positive omens to be on the lookout for as we move through this energy. And we're just going to cap it off with this divine feminine energy. We're going to start from now and we're going to be moving forward for the next 13 days out, going through past this moon onto the other side. So here we go. The first one is going to be, it's a vision. This was so crazy, of a journal or a book that will not burn. If you see a book that won't burn. Now, where can you see this? You could be strolling on the gram and see this. You could literally see someone burning a book and see this. You could actually be watching Netflix or on YouTube or in a magazine or driving down the street and see a billboard. It can show up. You could be watching cartoons or anime. These signs and symbols can show up. You could be in the grocery store and see it on a magazine cover. You know, it could be a physical thing that is actually happening. You understand? But that's going to be one of the signs that is going on at this time. And so here, what I want you to take for the higher insight is letting you know what is written in your soul cannot be erased. Cannot be erased. Remember, I said things are being lost. Somebody may literally cut on their computer and all of a sudden, maybe the computer, you lose everything. You lose all of your files. But I want you to understand that what is written in your soul can never be lost. Never. Can never be lost. Never be lost. And it's letting you know that. It's also letting you know that the source is shielding you. No. That's something else. The source ain't shielding you. I mean, the source is shielding you, but that's not what I meant to say. That's something else. It's letting you know that you can move around freely because you're protected. You're protected whenever you are being authentic and true to you, and you are listening to your intuition. So source is letting you know you can move around freely. It's like riding on the airplane and you hear that doom, doom, and the pilot comes on and tell you can move around the cabin freely. This is also when this sign will come up for you, that you can move around freely. All right, here's the second symbol, auspicious sign. When you see this, you're going to see kids dancing in water. Some of the water may be up to their knees, or it could be raining outside, children dancing outside while it's flooding, while it's raining. And it's going to be some specific locations on the planet. New York, anywhere in New York, not excluded, but here are some places in New York, children dancing, places in Atlanta, children dancing, places Oklahoma, children dancing, places in Texas, children dancing, places in Mississippi, children dancing, places in New Orleans, children dancing. When you see this, wherever you see this, you will see this is a positive omen for you. Yeah, it's letting you know that you are receiving a spiritual upgrade. You're receiving a spiritual upgrade. This is the positive omen that is happening. It's a spiritual upgrade that you're in the midst of at that moment when you see it. Uh-huh. When you see it. When you see this, you're in the midst of a spiritual upgrade. You're in the midst of that. Uh-huh. Oh, I love this here. Donna Stowe says, I just told my son today that we are protected. Absolutely. When you are living your truth, you are protected. Now, believe it or not, I am a person, I don't give out protection spells because to do a protection spell means that you always doing some shit that you need to be protected from. I'd rather tell you how to keep your energy and frequency high so you don't need to do a protection spell. You can already know that you covered. I'd rather you avoid those situations than keep letting you do things that you feel like you need protection from. Okay? So, children dancing. I see some of you have already seen that, so you already know that. So we're going to continue to move on. Here's the next one. Let's say you're on your phone and you go to text somebody, and all of a sudden your phone just go black, just poof. Your phone goes black. It glitches. It starts glitching. Or all of a sudden it starts calling somebody that you ain't call. You're like, now what the heck is my phone doing? Or if the conversation gets cuts off in the middle, you are in high thought talking to somebody. You having a deep conversation with somebody. Y'all on the phone, y'all getting it in, right? You are running it. You know that you chopping it up with them and the phone cut off. It's letting you know, spirit is letting you know that you're in the midst of a spiritual upgrade. You getting upgraded at that moment. Know that joy is absolutely your survival code. You understand? It's letting you know you good. You good. Even if it's wild out here in these cosmic streets, you good no matter what you're talking about. You may be ranting about something that you're frustrated about, but you will know that you are good. You are good. You good. You understand? So if that happens and your phone glitches, understand that that's what's going on. So here's the next positive omen. Whew, here we go. You see someone wearing a hood. They're cloaking. They're wearing a hood. You know, they got a hood on, they got a hoodie on. They're wearing a hood. They're cloaked and they have on oversized clothing. So it's not just a hood, but if you see somebody and they're wearing a hoodie and it's just real baggy, you know, sometimes it feels real good to have a baggy hoodie on, and you know, you got your hoodie on, got your hair in a ponytail, you know, you just running out to the grocery store or whatever, throwing on some shorts or whatever. You got a hoodie on and it's real oversized. If you run into someone that is wearing a hoodie, a oversized hoodie or cloak, a cape, you understand? Or if you have this and you just pull this out and you start wearing it, let's say you got hidden pockets. You got a jacket, but it's got like, you know, 3 pockets on the inside that nobody don't know about. Or sisters, you know how we are in our athleisure gear, our leggings, and we got a pocket in the back, or we got a side pocket that you really can't see. It's kind of like a hidden pocket where you can put your keys, or if you have brothers workout outfits where you got inside pockets where people can't see. All of this. All of this is spirit is letting you know that your inner world is matching your outer world, meaning your frequency, what thoughts, what feelings, and things that you are experiencing, whether you see someone else wearing something of this sort of outfit, or if you're wearing it yourself, It's letting you know that your inner vibe and our outer vibe is matching. It's basically letting you know that you are in your power. So don't play yourself down. Don't play yourself down. You understand? Know that you are cloaking yourself right now in your own self-fulfilling prophecy. Prophecy. You are a living, walking prophecy, but not a prophecy of someone else's version of you, not the world's version of you, but your own version of who you know yourself to be. All right. So know that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Know that you about to ante up. You about to ante up all the things in your life. And so here is this is going to be the last one. All right. And this is you go, and I'm going to show you a real example. You go to get a candle. You go to get a candle. Oh, thank you so much for this. Thank you so much, Donna. Blessings and love to you for the super chat donation. Grateful for this wisdom, signs, and symbols to watch for. Absolutely. 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 So here's the thing that I want you to know. You go to light a candle. Let's say you have a candle and you go to light it, but every time you light the candle won't light. It just will not stay lit. I don't care. You just keep trying to do it. You can't do it. The flame comes on, the flame goes off. It's not moving. It won't stay on. This is your sign. This is your sign when this happens, because I actually attempted to light this candle tonight. And I couldn't do nothing but laugh because I know what I wrote down last week for the signs and symbols that are coming through at this time. Because this is source letting you know that no space can hold your frequency. The frequency that you're in, no space can hold your frequency. That's number one. The second thing that is letting you know that spirit and your guides and the ancestors are letting you know that you are the signal. You are the flame. You are the one that is lighting the room. This is why the candle won't light. It won't light because you're the light. You don't need no more light. You are the light that is coming up. So if it doesn't light, don't try to force it. Don't try to force it. And also recognize if that happened, this is what this positive omen is about, is that there is something that you have outgrown that was a part of your character upgrade, that you have now sort of upgraded, that you have outgrown. You've outgrown something that might have been a self-defeating thought. It might have been a bad habit or something that wasn't serving you. You've outgrown something and you're growing. It shows that you're in your position of growth. So these are the signs and symbols, and you can see them absolutely everywhere. I always, whenever I put these signs and symbols out, people tell me some of the craziest places that they show up, from somebody's t-shirt, from somebody's, walking past a store and seeing a flyer or a poster in the mirror, just seeing that reflection, but understanding all of that. So those are going to be the things that I want you all to take away from this energy. And again, happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I send ashe, blessings, and love to all the mothers on the planet, and to all of you who are mothers on the planet at this particular time. I want to thank you all for tuning in. And again, for everybody who is a part, who come over from Brother Rich and you have subscribed to the channel, I want to say thank you, love and blessings to you all. I want to say thank you all for all the love that you poured into me for being on that platform, as well as I want to say thank you to all of the soul family here for all the love and support that you all have given me throughout the years, throughout time. I've been doing this work for 20 years now, and I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful. And I'm so thankful. And I love you all so much. I want us to have a great weekend. Let's use this show as a oracle. And what I want you to do is throughout this time, as things come up, come back and leave a comment. Leave a comment, especially if you see one of the positive omens, signs, and symbols that are showing up for you and what you are taking away from that sign and symbol that you are putting out there. Let's come back and let's put those comments here so we can do this as a community. And yeah, I feel good. I feel good. I feel that we're ready for this wonderful weekend that we're going to be going through. Keep your head on a swivel. If you didn't hear the show that I did with the brother Rich, please go and check it out. If you haven't liked and subscribed to the channel, please do that. And if you know someone who knows someone and that knows someone who knows someone, I want you to pass that message on, pass the show on, because we are looking for expansion here on the channel. This is one of the things that I want to do. And yeah, yeah. I think we're going to hear a little bit of vibes and we're going to get ready to get out of here because I got work to do. I got work to do. And thank you all who've been rocking with me since the Blog Talk Radio days. Ashe to our ancestors out there. Happy born day to all the beautiful Tauruses in the building and all the Tauruses that will be celebrating their born day. Thank you for the super chat donation. Maria Key says, Royal Oracle, so grateful. Drove 2.5 hours listening to me and you made it home. Blessings to you, sis. Blessings and love to you as well. And good to see you. Good to see everyone here in the chat. We have well over 400 people here from all over the world. And I just want to send you all so love and happy Mother's Day again to all the Mother's Day on the planet. Yeah, so we're going to listen to some music and I want you all to download. And let's run it up. Let's go in the conversation, keep the conversation going in chat. And I'm going to have to get to work. And I will see you all real soon. So peace and love, soul family. Peace and love, child. But I'm going to kind of chop it up with you in chat as we listen to some music here.
Receive the message that she's black like me. Now I question. Does God love everyone? The point that I keep stressing, God said she loves freedom. I know God is a girl. To all my goddesses, you go, girl. Keep defying all the odds. Keep defining what you call God. Includes transcendent boys and girls. 'Cause she ain't found in their legal system. She hates how people treat their religions. God is a girl. God is a girl, yeah. Who wants all to freeze the world? It's you. So she be free. Everybody should be free.
Everybody should really be free. Yeah, that's for all us sisters out there. We have to recognize the God within all of us because all of us carries that spark. All of us are that manifestation, that light of God here on the planet. I put the link in the room. I'll put it up again for the Sister New Diamond. Here's the link right here where you can contact me for questions there. I want to give a big shout out to the moderators in the building, Lola Falana, Brother Lance, and Mr. Dante as well. And also another big shout out again for this beautiful coming together. And I can't think of a better Mother's Day early gift than to have so many of you join us here in this space. So big shout out to Brother Rich. Big shout out to King Simon. Big shout out to the Goddess Rainwater. And also big shout out to Brother Shabazz. And also big shout out to all of you guys who for years was instrumental in making that connection that happened this week come about by simply saying, hey, Ms.Blue, you should check out Brother Rich. You should have Ms.Blue on. So all of you, every single here. I'm trying to get hypnotic. And when it's not, it's no, if you just purchased it and you download the link, give me just a second and you will be able to get the audio files there, sister. I'll send it. You'll have it right over. Just know that, yeah, you're kind of missing something, but don't worry. I got you. I'll make sure that everything is set up. Just be on the lookout for your email because that will come separate. It's not in the download. The download is yeah. So we're going to get out of here because if I don't, I won't. And again, I love you to all the mothers out there. And thank you all for all that you do, all that you be, and all that you are. Celebrate your mothers. Celebrate yourself. We have this energy going on. Buddha's birthdays, we all on our Buddha fish. You understand? And you're so welcome. We're on our Buddha fish. And we have this Scorpio Full Moon. And we love out there coming towards this world. And it's been going through it a little bit. Know that no worries. No worries. You on your moment. All right. You guys can't hear me? Well, anyway, listen. Okay, what did you say, brother? Okay, I shared your Brother Rich link with Brother Shabazz on Facebook the other night. And I didn't know he had something to do with it. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah. Powerful. Because all of us really were very instrumental for this time and space for all of us to come together. I'm sorry, you guys, I had me turned down a little bit. Y'all know my mouth can be a little, can be frequencies can be a little high. But we're gonna get out of here. I got work to do. I love you all so much. So much. And I will see you all soon. Peace and love. Wow. Peace and love.
Hoping to amplify the subject.
Oh, y'all can't hear me because of the music. Okay, let me stop being special. All right. I'm sorry. I crack myself up sometimes, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was a little too out of my mind. I needed to get back in my mind to figure that out. I didn't understand what y'all was telling me. I'm like, why y'all can't hear me? What's going on? What are y'all talking about? I was in a whole nother dimension. Uh, music is a no-no, is it? Well, I got permission to play that music. I got permission to play that one. Back in the day, I didn't really care. Quiet as it's kept. That's why I never grew on YouTube because I didn't care about monetizing. I played the music and YouTube just let me do it. They entertained us for years. But now when I play music, I got white sheets. Y'all know what the white sheets are. If you're a producer and an artist, you know what a white sheet is. I got white sheets for the music I play now. So we good with the music, but I know how they do with the music. But I got permission from the artist to play these music now that I play. So that's it. All right. Well, now that we figured out that, I apologize, you guys. I didn't realize. Yeah, my music is. I got my white sheet. I do. I do, brother. Thank you for looking out for me, though. Thank you. But I got my white sheet. All right. We're going to get out of here. Oh, Sheila in the building. Good to see you. I didn't get a chance to give everyone a shout out, but I did do shout outs earlier. Roz, good to see you as well. Everybody. So I love you all. Let's go have a good week and let's continue the conversation in the comment section. All right? All right. Peace and love. Ciao. We can leave for real this time. We can really leave. We could get out of here for